Do you wanna know? Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let me introduce myself. My name is Uti'S. I'm 19 years old. I'm a student in Merdeka University. I'm taking double degree program. The first is industrial engineering and second is English program. And now I will show you how to speak with native speaker or with foreign or people you don't know before. You meet people maybe in public transportation or public place, or maybe you can meet someone new you meet in social media. Okay, let's start in this video.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
It's okay. I'm a little nervous too.
It's first time to see you, Miss. Okay.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Uti'S, and I'm from Indonesia. Actually, is Aceh. Okay. What's your name, Miss?
My name is Anna.
Oh, Anna. And your last name is?
Anna Masca.
Oh, okay. How is your feeling today, Miss?
Feeling great. Yeah.
Oh.
I just finished some work and I'm feeling great. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Actually, where do you come from, Miss?
So I come from America, United States of America, and in the United States there are 50 states, and the state that I live in is called North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
It is, maybe some people will know Virginia or South Carolina. It is very close to Virginia and South Carolina.
Oh, it's first time to hear that.
Yeah. It's not a very famous one like New York.
Oh, okay. Is the city? It is the city,
The
Miss?
city is, so in North Carolina, that's like the same as maybe a province in Indonesia. In America we call state. So then the city that I'm close to is called Charlotte. That's the big city. But then my small town, the name is Harmony.
Oh, small town. Okay. So how long do you live in Indonesia, Miss?
I've been here for 2 years.
2 years. So since 2018?
Yes, November 2018 is when I came.
Okay, Miss. So now, what's your business or activities in Indonesia?
So I'm an English teacher, ESL teacher, and I teach at English Focus. So every day I have classes to prepare and classes to teach and meeting everything that is involved with being a teacher. Studying to improve my teaching skills also. And then I don't do it all day, so sometimes I also have time to visit with friends or travel around, see more places in Aceh, have new experiences, try new food.
What food do you like, Miss?
Well, so far I like everything that I have tried. So I really like fish. We don't eat so much fish in America. So when I go back to America, I'm really going to miss fish.
Uh,
I always mispronounce the name, so people can laugh at my pronunciation. But
Oh, it's
the one that I really like is called Ikan Kumama.
oh, ikan mama. I know that. I
Yeah.
love so much.
Yeah, that one is probably my favorite Achinese food.
Oh, okay. So you will miss Aceh food, right?
Oh yes, I definitely will. Yes. Some of the ingredients we cannot get in America, so I cannot make it when I go home.
Oh yeah. In Aceh, there are many food and actually fish, like yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm so curious. Why do you choose Indonesia, especially Aceh, than another country like Singapore, Malaysia, or another?
Yeah, good question. So the basic reason is I had a friend who was a teacher here before at the same place where I teach now. And she told me all about her experience. She showed me her pictures, and there's a contract usually for a few years here. My contract is for 2 years. So yeah, after her experience teaching here, I thought it sounded really interesting. I wanted to be a teacher, wanted to travel to another country, so I was looking at several different countries. And after my friend told me about her experience here, I thought this was a great place for me. I liked her pictures, I liked her stories, it sounded really exciting. So I thought, why not try coming here?
Yes. What that experience, maybe the most experience?
I've had so many new experiences here. One of them is like learning to drive motorcycle, because in America, I only drive car. Not too many people drive motorcycle in America. So when I came here, I didn't know how to drive a motorcycle, so I had to learn. And now I really enjoy it. I think when I go back to America, I'm going to miss driving motorcycle.
Yeah. Because in Indonesia, we usually ride the motorcycle, right?
Yes, yeah. And I've had many experiences traveling, not too far. I haven't gone much outside of Aceh, but around Aceh, I've traveled several places. I've gone to Takengon and to Sabang, and where else? Sigli.
So many places you
Yeah.
visited, yes?
Yeah. And learning another language, I learned Indonesian, so that was a new experience for me too.
Is it hard to learn Indonesian language?
No, not really too hard. I mean, every language, we still have to work hard and learn the language, but I think out of all languages, probably Indonesian is one of the easier ones to learn. Easier than English for sure. Yeah. I'm still not fluent, but at least I can communicate.
Okay. How about your experience in teaching? Is that do you get maybe some trouble with the students?
Well, it's definitely different teaching in a cross-cultural classroom. Before this, I had never taught in another country, and I had only taught in America before, and I mostly taught children in America. Now here, I mostly teach adults, usually university students. I've taught a few children, but mostly adults, and so it's very different. One thing I really enjoy about teaching adults is they're usually very excited to learn, because with children, usually their parents arrange the class for them, but with the students, usually they want the class themselves. So I really enjoy that. It's been hard for me sometimes, just, any teacher or a new situation. for me to figure out how do I explain this in a way that will make sense to my students, because English is my native language, so I grew up speaking it. Sometimes I don't know how to explain everything. So yeah, I've had to learn how to explain things. Sometimes my students are confused and so I have to explain something. So yeah, it was challenging at first when I first started to learn how to do that, but I think it's been a good experience for me.
Okay. Do your student maybe get like confused to understand your teaching maybe?
Well, maybe sometimes, but I think, what makes a good teacher is that we can help them to understand when they're confused. So it's great that I know some Indonesian. Sometimes I can explain to them in Indonesian, or sometimes I can give them some other materials to help them understand. So yeah, maybe sometimes they're confused at first, but then after we discuss it, then they're not confused anymore.
Okay. For next question, have you had any difficulties adjusting to live here in Indonesia, especially Aceh? Maybe like culture shock?
Good question. Well, I think for me it was a little bit easier than maybe some other people, because I had a friend who lived here and she told me so many things about it. So I think if I didn't have a friend that lived here before and I just came here without knowing anything, I think probably I would have a lot of culture shock. But I've also visited Asia other times, and so I think I already knew a little bit, and then from my friends' pictures and stories, I learned more. So I don't really feel like I experienced much culture shock when I came here, because I pretty much already knew everything from what my friend told me. Sometimes I really enjoy the hot weather, so it's much warmer here than in my hometown, and I really like that. But sometimes, especially when it's really hot, then yeah, I get tired of the heat sometimes.
Okay. Okay. So how to solve your culture shock?
Yeah, I think one of the best ways is to just learn everything that we can about the culture, because when we understand the culture, I feel like that we're not so surprised by it. If we see something happen in a culture and we don't understand, maybe it will really surprise us. But if we learn, why do they do it that way? Every culture has a different way of doing something, and different doesn't mean bad, it just means different. Different is good. That's what makes the world such an amazing place. We have so many different cultures, so many different ways of doing things. And I think that's really great. But I think we need to learn maybe why another culture does it that way so that we can understand. And I think also it's been really easy for me here because Chinese people are so friendly. I have so many friends and they can help me to understand the culture too. So maybe if someone would go from an Asian culture where people are much more friendly, maybe to a European culture, usually Europeans are a little bit more, maybe not so easy to make friends quickly. Maybe it would be a little bit more difficult in that case. But I found it very easy here because, yeah, there's so many people that can help me to understand the culture. And I think we can deal with culture shock well when we realize that just because someone does something different, it doesn't mean it's bad. But we can learn to appreciate the way that other people do things.
In your opinion, right? Do you think it's important to understand culture before you come to Indonesia or another country to stay there?
Yeah, I think it will make it easier if you understand the culture first. Of course, we can't know everything, but maybe we can learn the basic things first. I don't think we have to know that, but I think it will definitely make it easier. You know, if I don't understand anything about Indonesian or Aceh culture before I came, then I think I will experience a lot of culture shock. But because I already understand some things, then it wasn't too hard for me. And of course, I learned a lot more once I lived here. You know, I knew some of the basic things before I came, but maybe I didn't understand everything yet. So for me, yeah, in my opinion, I think it's good if we can understand some things about culture, but we'll still definitely learn more. We can't know everything, but it helps a lot if we know some things before.
Okay. It's maybe the most interesting question. Why do you choose Aceh?
Why did I choose Aceh? Oh, yeah. I knew I wanted to live in a tropical place because I like the heat. So there were some other countries I was considering going to, but yeah, it worked out for me to get the visa to come here, and also through my friend, I already know many things about here, so it felt like, yeah, I already know something, so maybe it's easier for me to come here.
Okay. For you stay in Aceh 2 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what are the different culture between Aceh and America?
Oh, there's a lot. One of the big ones that I think a lot of people notice right away is when we eat in Indonesia and Aceh, we use our hands. But in America, that's not a very common thing. A few foods we eat with our hands in America, like sandwiches or pizza, something like that.
Yeah.
But here, we eat rice with our hands, we eat chicken with our hands, anything.
Yes,
When
I
I was
with
young growing up, yeah, when I was a little child, my mom would always tell me, don't use your hands, don't use your hands. And now, here I am and I use my hands.
Yes, in Indonesia you
So
use
that's,
hand, right?
yeah, that's one thing that will be very strange for most Americans, most Westerners in general. Another one is like the bathrooms here. We get the floor wet, like when we take a bath or something. In America, we don't have that. So we have a bathtub or a shower, and not the whole bathroom gets wet. So that's something that would be very strange for Americans too. And most of us in America have showers, and so taking a bath like from the bluff, that would be very strange for Americans also.
I sometimes in film that the bathtub in the bathroom, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I maybe I like what sometimes I watch the movie, American movie. There are showing American culture like Black Friday and Thanksgiving. Could you tell me what are they?
Yes. So Thanksgiving is one of my favorite American holidays.
Okay.
It's specifically American holiday. In other countries, like other Western countries, they don't celebrate. I think Canada might have Thanksgiving also, but it's on a different day, maybe different history. For American Thanksgiving, it's when some people came over to America from Europe because they didn't have freedom to worship God in Europe. So they went to America so they could have freedom to worship God. And the first year that they lived in America was very difficult for them. Many of them died, they didn't have enough food to eat. So after they were there 1 year, they finally had enough food, they planted many vegetables, and they were able to get enough food, and they wanted to thank God for helping them. So the first year they had a big celebration, like a big party, big holiday, to thank God for helping them. So now we celebrate that every year. And many people in America, they've made it like a cultural holiday, like many holidays, where maybe they don't remember the reason why we celebrate. But for myself, as a Christian, someone who believes in God, for me, I remember it as a day to thank God for blessing me and for helping me. So we gather together with family on that day. One of the biggest things is we eat a turkey. That's pretty much the only time that we eat a turkey during the year. And there's other special foods. We usually have things like mashed potatoes, and everyone has different family tradition, what kind of food they eat. But usually it's a day to be together with family and celebrate. And then Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is always the fourth Thursday in November. Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving. And that started, I'm not really sure how long ago, but more recently, a lot of companies, they started making big sales or like discounts on that day so that people would come and buy a lot of things kind of in preparation for Christmas, because then after Thanksgiving, the next big holiday is Christmas. So they wanted, okay, Thanksgiving's finished, we're getting ready for Christmas now, we want people to come and buy a lot of things. So they made a lot of big sales on that day so everyone will come and buy everything.
Interesting. So, what's the most interesting holiday do you like?
Thanksgiving is definitely my favorite, but then after that, we celebrate our American Independence Day on July 4th. So I also like that one. We often gather together with our family, have a barbecue, and we use fireworks, a lot of fireworks, for our Independence Day, and that's always fun. So those are probably my favorite. My family doesn't celebrate many other holidays, mostly those.
Okay, I never celebrate the Thanksgiving, but I want to try it.
Yeah, I'm sure you would enjoy it.
Yes. So, in your opinion, why the Americans celebrate the party and the culture?
Yeah, so I think every country, every culture has days that they like to celebrate. We all like parties, we all like getting together with our family, special holidays. So I think a lot of the holidays in America, we were talking about like Independence Day. A lot of countries will celebrate Independence Day. Thanksgiving Day, it's like related to our history. Been like 400 years now since the first Thanksgiving Day. And then, something like Christmas, many people have celebrated it for many years. So I think most of the reason that we celebrate any holiday is because of tradition. Maybe people have celebrated it for many years, and a lot of times people get together with their family on that day. We don't have to work usually on holidays, so it's a good time to get together with family and friends. But I think that's why, mostly because of tradition. Our grandparents did it, parents did it, we do it now. So something that just keeps getting passed down in the family.
I think by the culture we can spend our time with family and with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. In There is a closing statement. Okay. What have you felt the interesting matters during living in Indonesia?
Oh, like my most interesting experience?
Yes, maybe you can
Okay.
tell me.
I've had so many, but I think I got to, speaking of holidays, for the holiday, I'm not really sure. I've heard it called different names, maybe Eid al-Adha. It's like the second Eid.
Yes.
For that one, I got to travel with my friends to Takingon and see how they celebrate. That was really interesting for me. They kill the, I don't remember what it's called. It's not a cow, but it's like a buffalo, I think, something like that. So yeah, it was interesting for me to observe the culture and to get to travel with my friends and to see a place in Aceh that's very cold, actually. Not as cold as America, but it's still pretty cold.
Do you visit another place outside from Aceh?
Only one time. I traveled to Medan and to Lake Toba. So last year when I had a holiday, I went there for 1 week.
Okay. Do you miss your hometown?
Sometimes. Not really too much though. I miss my family and my friends, of course. But
Yeah.
I really enjoy living here and I have so many new friends here. And I especially enjoy, we live so close to the ocean, to the beach here in Banda Aceh. And so I feel like, yeah, I really enjoy so many beautiful places. It's more beautiful than my hometown.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Miss, for today. We are talking too much about different culture in America and in Indonesia.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Thank you for watching my video. I hope you drop down your comment and see you in next video. Bye.